Hey guys, and welcome back to another mobility flow. In this video, we're going to provide you with a 12-minute upper body flow. It's very simple and very effective at improving your flexibility when it comes to your shoulders and upper back. As always, we hope you enjoy it. Let's jump straight in. All right guys, so we're going to kick things off with a very simple neck stretch. So I want you to take the left hand, place it on the right side of your head, and just pull your head down to the left hand side of the body. Now with this right hand, we're going to try and touch the floor, maybe walk the fingers out a little bit, and try to actively reach down towards the ground. So we should be getting a really nice stretch just down the outside of the neck. We're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. Try to keep reaching towards the floor, keeping that right hand actively reaching away from the body. All right guys, slowly come out of that, and let's do the same on the other side. So take the right hand, place it on the left side of the head, pull it down to the side, and then touch the ground with your left hand if you can. Just try to relax. Breathe into the stretch. So exhale as we pull the head just down that little bit lower. 10 more seconds. Perfect. All right guys, slowly come out of that. Okay, next we're going to work on your triceps. So take your left hand, reach up overhead, and then bring your hand down your back between your shoulder blades. Then with your right hand, grab onto your elbow and pull that arm across and down. So imagine you're trying to reach down your back as far as you can. Once again, we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. All right guys, great work. Now let's do the other side. So right hand, reach in between the shoulder blades, left hand on the elbow, and then just pull across and down. And try to breathe into this stretch. Last few seconds. All right guys, slowly come out of that. All right, next we're going to work on your lats. So in a kneeling position, just keeping our butt back towards our heels, I want you to take your right hand and reach out as far as you can, and then just move that hand anti-clockwise. So we're going to move it over towards the left. From here, we're going to try and get this armpit down towards the floor. And we should get a nice deep stretch down the outside of your lats, and we're just going to breathe into this, trying to get that armpit closer to the floor. At the same time, we're trying to relax our hips and get those butt cheeks to touch the heels. All right guys, great job. Now let's take that left hand, reach it out, reach across clockwise to the right, and then once again, let's pull our hips back, push your chest down towards the floor, and just make sure we're keeping an active reach here, so we don't want to rest this forearm on the floor. Just a few more breaths. All right guys, well done. Next we're going to move on to thread the needle. So we're going to start with both hands on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, and we're going to do 5 reps on each side. So we'll start with the right hand. We're going to reach under the body, try to touch your shoulder off the floor. And then we're going to come out of that and rotate our hand to the roof. Inhale as we come down. Exhale as we sweep through. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we twist. And we're going to go 3 more. We might get a few cracks and pops along the way, but that's nothing to worry about. And we're on the final rep. Let's try and reach through a little bit further this time. All right, guys, great work. Now let's do the other side. So left hand on the floor, palm to the ceiling. Let's reach through. Try to get that shoulder to touch the ground. And then let's bring it up and rotate. Just check in with the breathing again, so we're always exhaling as we go into those end ranges of the stretch. And then we inhale as we transition between movements. Final 2 reps. You should find yourself being able to get a little bit further every time you go into this rep. All right, guys, great work. For this next one, we're going to transition to rabbit pose. So we're going to be staying on our knees. We're going to bring our hands in between our calves and our hamstrings, and we're going to bind our fingers together. Now you're going to hold on really tight here. Now just imagine you're trying to stand up and get your upper back as high as you can. So we're going to lean forward slightly to begin with, roll the shoulders forward, and then press up. So imagine you're trying to spread your shoulder blades as much as you can. And we should be getting a nice stretch up across the upper back here. If you're not, you might want to try leaning forward slightly more or pulling the shoulders forward more, and that should help with the intensity of the stretch. 10 more seconds. Just try and create as much length through that spine as you can. And slowly ease out of that. All right, guys, great work. Now we're going to move on to the front of the body. So we're going to be working on your biceps a little bit and your shoulders and your pecs. So from that kneeling position, with your hand underneath your shoulder, you're going to reach out to the side, try to touch your shoulder off the floor, and hold for 30 seconds. Now as we do this, make sure the shoulders pull back down towards the hips. We don't really want to be dumping the shoulder forward as we're in this stretch. So that's just going to allow us to target the shoulders a little bit better. And what can really help this stretch is trying to think about twisting your chest away from that arm that's currently on the floor being reached out. 10 more seconds. All right, guys, great work. Let's come out of that. Let's do the other side. So reach out, press the chest down towards the floor, keep the shoulder pulled down away from the ears, and try to relax. So we should be getting a nice stretch through your biceps. You should be feeling in around the front of your shoulders, maybe across your upper chest as well. All right, guys, great work. Let's come out of that. Now, we're going to go back to the upper back. So in a seated position, you're going to place your wrist on your side with your fingers pointing towards the wall behind. And then you're going to take your opposite hand and you're going to reach around and grab onto your elbow. And from there, we're going to try and pull this shoulder around, try and get our elbow to point to the wall in front. And we should be getting a nice stretch across the upper back here, maybe down into the tricep a little bit. We're just going to try and breathe into this. And We're going to hold for another 20 seconds in total. This one can be a little bit uncomfortable, so try not to force it. Just a very light stretch is what we're after. Okay, take the pressure off. Let's switch sides. So once again, fingers point to the wall behind. Wrist is going to rest into the side of the body. Reach across, grab onto your elbow and really pull that shoulder around. Trying to get that elbow to point directly to the wall in front. With every exhale, let's try to apply just a little bit more tension to the stretch. For the final 10 seconds. And release. All right, guys, you're doing great. We're into the final stretch. So we're going to go into a favorite of ours, seated shoulder extension. So hands behind the body. Try and get them nice and close. Pull your shoulders back. So imagine you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades. And then just slide your butt forward. Once you feel a stretch, all I want you to do is just rock your butt and knees side to side slightly. So this is just going to pull us into a slightly deeper stretch. We should be feeling this in around the shoulders, the upper chest, even down into through your biceps. So let's just try to avoid switching off and letting these shoulders slump forward as we try to get a little bit deeper here. 10 more seconds. All right, guys, and that is our shoulder mobility routine. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again.